All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good whatever to all of you out in the YouTube land. Um, we got over the awkward primer of this channel, so now we can get into a little bit of history, tech talk type stuff. What I'm going to talk about today is the history of fuzz and my interest in it. Um, I, like most of you, started off playing guitar because I was inspired by Hendrix. I remember I was 15 years old. My dad took me out to the library, got me a copy of Hendrix's greatest hits. It was on a Saturday. We were just tooling around, listening in his car, and listening to track after track after track, and I was really digging it. And all of a sudden, Voodoo Child Slight Return came on, and the wah wah, and it just exploded into tone and fuzz and saturation and just glorious sound, and I was hooked. And that was the moment that I realized that guitar was going to be in my life forever. I have spent the better part of my adult life trying to capture that tone, trying to catch that lightning in a bottle, and I have at some points, and I have not at some points. I have learned how to build effects, and I've learned how to work on guitars and everything in the meantime, but that was what I started off on. Now, there are plenty of other channels on YouTube that will go into a better history of it. JHS Pedals, they do a phenomenal job going over the history of fuzz, distortion. Polyphonic does a phenomenal show on that as well. I'm not going to rehash whatever everybody else has rehashed. Basically, you have the tone benders, you have the fuzz face, big muff, the range master and the treble booster varieties. You have, and this is just fuzz right now, overdrive and distortion. You have your tube screamers, Klon centaurs. You've got everything. It just goes on and on forever. And it's an addiction. It really is. And it's a phenomenal addiction because you're addicted to tone. And that pursuit of finding the sound that is in your head. It's a noble pursuit. It's a maddening pursuit. It is a solitary pursuit. You go along your way and you meet your wise sages that, have a certain piece of gear that you're just like, oh, this is phenomenal, and you test it out and you're like, oh, well, either A, this is exactly what I was hoping that it would be, or B, this is nothing like I hoped that it would be, but it's usable and it will help me get to my tone, or C, you're gonna be like, this is gonna be a total piece of crap and a total waste of time. And it's a solitary journey. All of us go on it alone. And you can read every review, you can watch every YouTube video that says, oh, well, to get the greatest tone you need this, 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 and this. And you can have that, and it sounds like total crap. What are you going to do? You have to find out what is the best for you. And with this channel, I hope to give you a good overview of what is available. I have a love of the mysticism of effects. I have a respect for the voodoo, the magic of certain components, of certain things, but I also understand the science of it, and that a lot of it is really horse shit. You know, oh, well, if you use this kind of battery at this voltage, it's going to make everything sound like this and this and yada yada yada. And no, it won't. We can tell ourselves these things time and time and time and time and time again, but it's not going to make it true. I hope to instill in all of you that watch this that there is an element of voodoo and magic, but it's also grounded in science. Science and mathematics is what makes this world go round, and it's a hard pill to swallow, but really and truly, it's what makes everything make sense. And to understand math and science means that you can understand these things that are at your feet. You know, this is all mathematically related. Intervals. It's all math. Now, I am not a technical player at all, but I understand that there's a math behind it. Do I play that way? Absolutely not. I play, very loose, classic rock, blues, all of that. So I don't abide by the rules. I may abide within the rules. I don't necessarily know the rules to abide by them. So there is a certain bullshit factor involved with everything, and there are certain keywords that we all believe in that are really just a crock. So we're going to try and go through a lot of these things. Magical, transistors, op amps, resistors, capacitors, inductors, what all of it means. So that's a little bit of history on me, and a little bit of history on fuzz, overdrive. We're going to get into all sorts of things. I've got a plethora of pedals to get ourselves in, get our feet wet in, dip the toes in. I've got more pedals of some things. We're basically just going to go through all the crap that I have, that I've accumulated over the years, that I've built, that I've modified, that I've found. I think that it's a good overview, and hopefully you do too. So, if you're willing to stick around, stick around. Thank you so very much. Have a wonderful whatever it is you're having. Take care.